this video, I wanted to check out an amp which Marco Sfogli used on the recordings with James LaBrie, which if you've not heard, you should check those out. But I was chatting to him very briefly, and he told me that he'd used a Mesa Boogie Mark III. Now, I think Marco now uses an FM3, so you might want to, go and see if he's actually got some presets for this stuff anyway. These videos are brought to you by G66 UK, which is your place to get an FM3, FM9 or Axe-Fx 3 with no waitlist. Now, he actually used a Mark III for this recording. He also has used Triaxis on some of his solo stuff. I'm going to go for, I think, the Mark II C+, which possibly is going to be our best bet for this. I guess we'll go for this. And he told me that he'd used a Mesa Boogie. We go for something fairly large, 4x12. I don't know, what's this going to sound like? He didn't use any other pedal. And typically what folks do with these amps is run it somewhat like this. I don't want... And we should have an EQ, right? So as a lead tone, I think that's a fairly good starting point. Let's kick on some delay. Now, I know it's a Petrucci fan. Kind of think like a dual delay might work better. So we could even boost in the front here. Okay, so take that mix down slightly. I'm gonna, for me, add a reverb, because I just think sometimes a bit of plate reverb can help to give us that sort of sustaining vibe. So we'll go with something platey. And I might even put on a bit of pre-delay. To me, that is actually not particularly scratchy in the high end, which would be one of the things that I'd be a little bit worried about. Let me just try out my normal cab on here. But here, what we could do if we're thinking like we want it a bit smoother, what I'll do here really, I think, copy this channel, channel A to channel B. We could even boost it further. Don't be afraid to keep that bass very, very low. I learned this from Leon Todd, really. As we start cooking up the gain. give that a try. I'll catch you in another video soon. Call that preset there Marco inspired tones. But yeah, you know, go check out Marco's actual playing for some better tips on this sort of stuff. I'll catch you in another video soon. Cheers for stopping by. I've just not really tried the Mesa Boogie Mark II type stuff in here very much at all, so I wanted to dig into it and see how it sounded. Other things to try, the Tri-Axis we got here, and also Mark V's and the JP2C Plus as well.